Ciao, I'm Jasanna, and someone in my Italian teacher group had a question on how to do what I call collaborative slides. And she had posted an infographic, how to monitor all students at once. And this infographic needs a little more clarification. So what I use collaborative slides for are for group projects, like when we're doing an open house and every person's assigned, a topic, and we all want it on one slideshow so we can cycle through. Also for doing card talk, each student works on one slide and then we do the card talk and I just scroll through, don't need to fumble around with papers in my hand and such. So start with Google Slides, Slides New. Obviously you can change the layout, and what the person in the infographic had was the title, welcome type students, blah, blah, blah. And he had lots of information. And then he had a whole bunch of student names here, and they're all green because they were hyperlinks. So let's see. Let's say student number 1 on my roster is Bob. So you can type Bob's name here, or you could type what I prefer to do if I do a class set is to write their name in the speaker notes. There's room. Bob, Chuck. Haven't had a student who wanted to be called Chuck in a long time. And Mary. All right, so I need to go write these students' names here so I can do the next step. And I'm doing this the way that infographic that the person was asking about. This is not necessarily how I would do it every time. Perhaps in elementary school where you have a small amount of students, but I have over 100 students in my roster. I can't hyperlink everybody. Anyway, so this is Bob's slide. Every slide in a Google Doc has its own URL. So go up here to where the address is, and just in case on a Windows machine, do Control A and then Control C to copy. And then double click on Bob or select Bob. And we're going to turn this name, Bob, into a hyperlink. So when I click it, it will go directly to Bob's slide. And the way to do that, what I do is the shortcut, which I'll tell you in a moment, but you can go here to Insert and Link. And you see here the shortcut is Control K. Control K. And you can actually link to a slide in the presentation, which are labeled, and you can't see that. Let's see. Let me adjust. All right, let's try that again so you can see. And maybe my internet. So you can paste in the link like I had said. Let's see how that works first. All right, so I'm going to click Bob. And look, it went to Bob. Now let's do Chuck. Let's do Chuck in a different way. Chuck, I'm going to do Control K. And let's wait for Google to catch up here. Oh, I lost what I was doing. So I want slides in this presentation, and because I labeled the title of the slide Chuck, I could click that and apply. And now Chuck's slide is hyperlinked, so I just click that and it goes to that slide. So, especially with younger kids, that's an easy way to do it, right? So that you make sure that every child goes to where they want to go. So now they're saying so if they're working independently, they're on their own. But what if you're doing this activity during class and you want to see what they're doing? You go here to view and go to grid view. And you can see all the slides at once, and you'll see their little circle with their avatar or their initial, and you'll see that they're on their slide, or you can see if they're peeking at somebody else's slide, and you can see what they're doing in real time. Now, like I said, I don't do this because I have 5 different courses and over 100 students, and it would be way too tedious for me to do that hyperlinking with certain groups of students. Students who need a little prodding, I do type their name in the slide notes as I had said earlier, or I just go claim a slide, write your name on it immediately, and so that it's theirs. Now, one more thing. When you're putting this in Google Classroom, you want to make sure, okay, let's put it in a classroom there's no one here. When you assign it, we are not making a copy for every student. We are allowing the students to edit the file so that they can work on it. Don't make a copy for each student, because then you won't be able to have that cool thing that I just showed you over here where you can see everyone working at once and they're all working together. And you could even do this as group work. You could have 2 students or 3 students working on a slide. And obviously with the times we are living in of COVID, you can do this even with your virtual meeting software, with Google Meet or with Zoom or whatever else you might be using. You might have to open a new tab or another window and do a split screen thing, or log on to 2 devices. We have to do a lot of hacks when we're teaching remotely. But you can do this whether you are in class together or in remote learning. So I hope this answered your question, and I hope this helps other people. And I learned about collaborative slides from somebody else. I did not invent this. Like I said, this question was spurred by this question. I don't know who that infographic is from, but I learned about this either from J. Matt Miller of Ditch That Textbook, or from Casey Bell of Shake Up Learning, or the 2 of them together, because they blog separately and they also have a podcast. I listen to a lot of podcasts to learn stuff, and it's the Google Tribe podcast. So it used to be called Google Tribe. They changed the name, Google Teacher Podcast. So you see, it's the same people. It's Matt Miller and Casey Bell. I don't remember which of the 3 places I learned it from, but individually they have a lot to offer, and together it's even more and amazing. So that's all for today. Ciao, ciao.